Well, could you use some help growing in gratitude and thankfulness? I know that I do. No matter whether things are going well or things are going poorly, I feel like growing in gratitude is never a bad thing. And so about, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago, I developed the 5x5 Thankfulness Challenge, which is really a 5-minute prayer in 5 categories. In this video, I want to explain what it is, and then I'm going to have 2 kind of 5-minute timers at the end that you can use to actually guide you through the thankfulness prayer. And one will just have a little bit of background music, instrumental music, if that's helpful for you. The last one will just be silent except for the notification that the minute is up. So you can use that if you want. I've built in the chapters to this, so it's really easy to find where those start if you want to save this video and come back to it later. But I'd also love to give you a free guide that walks through this. It's just a 1-page printable thankfulness challenge guide. So you can go to keithfarron.com/thankfulness-challenge, or you can just click the link down in the description. I'd love to give you that printable guide with some scripture on it, as well as a reminder of what these prayers are, so that you don't have to keep coming back to this video to do it. So here is what the thankfulness challenge is, or the thankfulness prayer. I've turned this 5x5 thankfulness prayer into a thankfulness challenge and done it each of the 30 days of November each year. But the prayer itself can be done anytime, and it's really kind of positioning our heart and our mind toward God in 5 different areas for 1 minute each. And so the first minute is simply thanking God for who He is. And just, you can do this with the names of God. You can do it by, some people, before they ever start the challenge, they just write a list of characteristics of God. God, you are faithful. God, you are good. God, you are gracious. God, you are kind. God, you are generous, whatever. And then each day, they just spend 1 minute thanking God for His grace, thanking God for His faithfulness, but just spending a minute thanking God for who He is. The second is thanking God for where He has shown up in your past. And so just taking some time to look back, and sometimes it's looking back a day, sometimes it's looking back a decade or more. But looking back at how God has worked in your life in the past can develop a heart of gratitude. So that's the second minute, is thanking God for where He has shown up in your past. The third is thanking God for what you have, and just taking a minute. Sometimes I do this minute with my eyes open and just look around my house or the room that I'm in. Might thank God for something here in my house. Sometimes it's thinking of something that we have. It could be a car, or it could be whatever, the planes that take me to my events. I mean, I've had all different kinds of things, but just the actual stuff of life, giving God thanks for that. I find that the more I do this throughout the days, and days turn into weeks and weeks turn into a whole month, I just find that because I'm wanting to thank God for different things, I realize how much I have and how generous God has been. So the fourth minute is thanking God for who? And that is not just who He is. Now this is who He has put in our lives. Thanking God for the people. And sometimes that's a family member, sometimes that's a friend, a coworker, a neighbor, somebody at church, your pastor, one of your kids. I mean, it could be anybody. And sometimes I find that with this one specifically, it can be helpful to think of people before, kind of like we did with the names of God or the characteristics of God. Sometimes having a list of people, like if you're going to do this for 30 days, maybe think of 30 people, or even 30 categories of people. If you play on a team, you might be thanking God for your teammates, and that's a general thing. But just putting down that, and for some of you, you might be doing this for a week. And so writing down 7 names might be helpful. If you want a bonus, after you're done praying, when whoever you're praying for, jot them a note. Just let them know that you thank God for them. Kind of that's the beginning of the book of Philippians. I thank God, my God, every time I remember you. So then the fifth is this was a huge mindset shift for me, and that is thanking God for how He is going to show up in the future. So often I look at future things. It might be an event, it might be a project I'm working on, it might be a video that I'm recording, and I'm asking God to be present in it, or to bless it, or to lead me or guide me or whatever. But I find it was a huge shift for me mentally when I went from just praying that God would guide me or be a part of something to thanking God for how He's going to show up, and just puts myself in a position where if I am asking God to have His will be done in a certain situation that I have coming up, then I can trust that He's going to guide me in that. Yes, I want to pray that I pay attention to whatever, but in thankfulness prayer, just thanking God in advance for how He's going to show up in your future. So those 5 categories of prayers of the thankfulness: thanking God for who He is, thanking God for where He has shown up in your past, thanking God for what you have, thanking God for who He's put in your life, and thanking God for how He will show up in your future. Now, one of the things that I've done, that some of the people in the BibleLife community, my Bible study membership community, have done as we've done the Thankfulness Challenge, is if they're doing that for a month, let's say, and you're doing 4 weeks of a Thankfulness Challenge, sometimes the first week is a 5x5, where you're doing 1 minute in each of those 5 categories. The second, if you're trying to grow in gratitude and grow even your prayer life, then that could be saying, you know what, I'm going to do 2 minutes the second week, and 3 minutes the third week, and 4 minutes the fourth week, so that you're going from praying these prayers of thankfulness for 5 minutes to growing that to 20 minutes by the time the challenge is done, if you're doing a 4-week. And so make this what you want it to be. So right after I'm done here, you're going to see a 5-minute timer that is going to start. It's just going to have the category on the screen. And this first set, as I mentioned at the beginning, is going to have a little bit of background music. And if you prefer with no background music, then it's going to be the exact same thing. It's going to start over for another 5 minutes, but with no background music. And so I hope that you'll take me up on this challenge. If there's a way that you have enjoyed or have benefited from growing in gratitude, if there's a challenge or a journal, I have some thankfulness journals. I'll put links down below if you want that. Again, the thankfulness guide, I'm happy to give you for free. Love for you to grab that via the link below, or just go to keithfarron.com/thankfulness-challenge. And so enjoy these next 5 minutes of gratitude.